Akko has just unveiled their newest and most innovative lineup of switches, so in this video, I'll walk you through each of them and help you decide which one's the best for you. Currently, Akko has 14 switches in its lineup, but I want to focus on the 4 newest releases first: the Creamy Purple Pro, Rosewood, Dracula, and Botany. Akko's Creamy Purple Pro switches have quickly become one of my favorite tactile switches. They offer a smooth feel with a sharp tactile bump and a short 3mm travel distance, making for an invigorating typing experience. Despite their pronounced tactility, they feature a surprisingly light 30-gram actuation force. What sets them apart is their unique nylon blend stem, a material typically found in switch housings. As a result, compared to other Akko tactiles, I find these Creamy Purple Pros feature a more robust sound signature, which I find pairs well with its strong tactility. Here's the sound test. Out of Akko's 14 switches, these Rosewood linears are the deepest sounding. They also feature a full 4mm travel, which is a rarity in new switch releases nowadays. Everything about this switch is nylon, which really accentuates the deepness. Similar to the Creamy Purple Pros, even the stem uses a modified nylon blend called Nylon Pro, and I've found these to be quite smooth as well. And these emerald green Botany switches here are the Rosewood's higher pitched cousin. They use the exact same material blend. Botany switches are a bit lighter though, with a 45-gram bottom out instead of the Rosewood's 50-gram bottom out, and they have a shorter travel distance of 3.6mm. Both are super smooth, and you could say this for any of the Akko switches mentioned in this video. Factory lube really has come a long way, and I feel comfortable, and indeed I do, use all of these switches stock, including in the sound test for these 2 switches. Akko's Dracula linear switches feature a POG top housing, which contributes to a deeper and more hollow sound profile. The nylon bottom housing further enhances the deep sound signature, and if you take a look here, you'll notice these Dracula switches feature something no other Akko switches have. These switches feature Akko's first built-in light diffuser, making them the best choice for enthusiasts planning on using RGB. While the switches also have a hole in the bottom for improved airflow, for me, this feature is more of a marketing point than a significant functional enhancement. Nevertheless, after using these Draculas for a while, they've become a personal favorite. Here's the sound test. But we haven't addressed the most important thing about these switches yet: the price. Akko's the best budget brand for switches. Even if you're building out a full-sized keyboard, it's 30-something bucks for the priciest Akko switch. And you get the best deals for these switches at Milktooth, where you save 27% on average on switches, which I'll link in the description. But traditionally, Akko switches come in packs of 45. This can be inconvenient and wasteful for those with smaller keyboards needing fewer switches. For instance, if you need 60 switches, you'd have to buy 2 45 packs, leaving you with 30 unused switches. To solve this problem, Milktooth now offers Akko switches in smaller, more manageable packs of 10. This allows you to purchase exactly the number of switches you need, eliminating waste and saving money. Now let's revisit the Akko switches from last year, and we'll conclude with how they fit into the rankings at the end. So the cream yellow, blue, and black switches are all part of Akko's cream lineup. They share the same material blend and travel distance, polycarbonate top, nylon bottom, as well as a shortened 3.3mm travel. They all feel super smooth due to Akko's exceptional factory lubing, and all sound pretty bright and clacky. That said, I'm going to single out the cream yellows as the loudest of the bunch. The cream blue tactiles are the lightest, with a 55-gram bottom out. They're lighter than 75% of switches out there, but they still maintain a satisfying bump. The cream yellows and blacks on the other hand are linear. The cream yellows are lighter than about half of all switches out there, and the blacks are on the heftier side, with a 65-gram bottom out that's heavier than 62% of switches. So the cream blacks come in at $270 per 10, but the blues and yellows are more budget friendly at $2 per 10. Here are the sound tests for all of them. But if you prefer a slightly deeper sound signature, the pianos are great since they use a nylon top and bottom. Nylon's a softer plastic, which means it absorbs more sound, which gives you that signature lower pitch sound signature. That said, because of their long pull stem and shortened travel of just 3.1mm, these still make quite a statement sound-wise. Its 55-gram bottom out makes it lighter than 70% of switches in our selection, so expect a medium light typing experience with these pianos. These come in at $310 per 10, and here's a quick sound test. So the Matcha green linears and Lavender purple tactiles share the same material blend as the creams, a polycarbonate top and nylon bottom. But unlike the creams, these have a more traditional and longer travel distance of 3.8mm, and they're just a bit louder and higher pitched than the creams. So the lavender purples are tactile. They're the lighter ones here with a 55g bottom out that's lighter than nearly 80% of switches out there, and I find the tactility to be really novel. There's a pretty round bump, but it's not overwhelming to type on either. But the matcha greens, which are linear switches, are heftier with a 63g bottom out that's heavier than 60% of switches out there. And these are quite smooth since Akko's done a great job with the factor looping here. And these matcha greens and lavender purple pros are both priced at $220 per 10. Here's a quick sound test for these. When it comes to switches, silver is synonymous with gaming, and that's certainly the case here. With a lighter bottom out than 97%, that's right, 97% of switches in our selection, the Akko V3 Silver Pro is considered super lightweight, and that's a good thing. You want something you can instantly register a keystroke with for those intense moments. Plus, with a shortened travel of 3.3mm, this switch is light and fast, and I'd say these are definitely more low-pitched. So if thockiness is what you're after, these are also worth taking a closer look at. Here's the sound test. The Akko V3 Crystal Pro is super interesting. It's crafted entirely from polycarbonate, even the stem. As such, I find a fairly chirpy and high-pitched sound signature here. It's a subtle yet satisfying sound profile that's really pleasant to me. Plus, this switch has a 60g bottom out, landing it squarely in the medium weight category. Lastly, these coming at $330 per 10. Take a listen to the crystals. Now these penguin and fairy switches are Akko's first foray into silent switches. The penguins are tactiles whereas the fairies are linears, and these both come in at $310 per 10. Now the penguins I'd say have a really delicate tactility. It's not super intense, far from it. It offers just a tinge of tactility which I actually quite like. It's a relaxing sort of tactility instead of something intense. The fairy switches on the other hand are linear. It's light and it has a great delicate texture. If you're looking for something super subdued from weight to sound level, these silent switches are just what you're looking for. And now, the quietest sound test of the video. Now that we've covered all the switches, here are back-to-back sound tests for all of them. When it comes to choosing the best one for you, here are some quick rankings in a few different categories. Here are the switches arranged from clackiest to thockiest, from shortest to longest travel, from lightest to heaviest, from quietest to loudest, and from least to most expensive. Finally, these merely reflect my own preferences, but here's my top switch for each of these categories. The silvers, with its short travel and super lightweight actuation, make this easily my pick for gaming. It simply does what's supposed to do. But the most unique option to me are the penguins. The combination of gentle tactility and quietness is super unique, and I've tried over 150 switches. For my personal favorite this year, I'm going with the Rosewoods. I really like their sound signature. It's deep and bassy, which is what I've been leaning towards nowadays, and it surprisingly has a full 4mm travel, which is increasingly rare in today's market of shorter travel switches. But if you're interested in researching other deeper and thockier options, make sure to check out this video here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.